Cafe, and tonight we go over the border, past Edinburgh, past Dundee. We're going up the east coast here. We're nearly there, and we're just about, we screech into Aberdeen, missing that statue of Wallace in the middle. We got there, and we pulled up, and I've opened the door, and I found these two miscreants, storytellers and ballad singers and puppeteers. Oh, I couldn't understand a word they were saying on account of the fact that there was all kinds of, I looked it up. It says it's their language. It's Doric. And tonight we have Sheena and Pauline. Sheena Backhouse, and Pauline Cordiner, who I've shared many fields with. And they're going to give us some Doric frolics. Over to you.
Thank you so much, John, and hello, everybody. In fact, as we would say here in the Northeast, fit like loons at the boys and quines at the girls. Now, Phil and Jackie Ross did a session a few weeks ago, which was all Doric, and you had a go at, they had Doric Call My Bluff.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, we're coming up to the weekend. Next weekend would have been the weekend where I drive off to one of those fields at Glastonbury, which we won't be doing this year. And one of the things I miss doing is feeding John. So in his honour tonight, we're going to be all about food from the northeast of Scotland. And I'm sure Scotland doesn't have a good reputation for having healthy food. And no, we're not really going to do anything to dispel that myth. No. I would like to introduce you to the 5, and actually 6 food groups in the northeast. We have sat, salt, fat, you know what that is, ingans, we use a lot of onions, mealies, that's anything made from oatmeal, the humble tatty, potatoes, and then I had a bit of a thought and put neeps, which is turnips, but it's in brackets because that's a vegetable. And we don't often eat vegetables, do we?
No.
Unless they're deep fried.
Yes.
So we're going to kick off singing a song about a popular foodstuff in the northeast. Now, this is from a place about as far south as you can get while still being northeast, and there's a place called Forfar. And in Forfar, you can get something called a bridie. And a Forfar bridie, it's a bit like a, well, it's a bit like a pasty, but the pastry's flaky. And if you think you're getting some, Scottish salad in there, cold chips, damn straight, Mike. If you think you're getting some vegetables in a bridie, I'm afraid not. It's usually meat of some kind, and that's as descriptive as I can get. So this is a song that rumour tells was written by a local loon called Scotty Gardner, and it's called The Bridie Song. On Friday I had a buttery, on Saturday I had a bridie, on Sunday I had a bridie, on Monday I had a bridie, on Tuesday I had a bridie, on Wednesday I had a bridie, but Thursday it was the best day, 'cause I had 2 big fat great bridies. Wah, 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 wah. So now you know how the chorus goes.
Why?
It's time to crack on. But you have to remember the what bit. And I'm glad that Baden isn't here to see our rubbish calypso.
Yes.
Okay, so off we go. Some like the fay, they hail back in Dundee, in Aberdeen we eat butteries, and the Arbroath is like smokies, but in Forfar they eat bridies. On Friday I had a bridie, on Saturday I had a bridie, on Monday I had a bridie, on Tuesday I had a bridie, on Wednesday I had a bridie, on Thursday I had a bridie, but Friday it was the best day, 'cause I had two great big fat bridies. Wah, 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 wah. I get invited to lots of parties. They feed me coke and lots of Smarties, but that's no good. I don't mean to be rude, 'cause I only eat the one food. On Saturday I had a bridie, on Sunday I had a bridie, on Monday I had a bridie, on Tuesday I had a bridie, on Wednesday I had a bridie, on Thursday I had a bridie, on Friday I had a best day, 'cause I had two great big fat bridies. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, Molly. I almost forgot that bit. Well, school dinners are hard to take since they banned the chips and the chocolate cake. Now we hae a salad bar. I want to ken for the bridies are. On Monday I had a bridie, on Tuesday I had a bridie, on Wednesday I had a bridie, on Thursday I had a bridie, on Friday I had a bridie, on Saturday I had a bridie, on Sunday it was the best day, 'cause I had two great big fat bridies. Wow, 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 wow. So there you've learned something, and if you ever get a Forfar bridie, let me know what you think and see if you can identify the kind of meat. Now, Sheena here is a Doric quine, who's famous not only for her singing and her love of puppets and her storytelling and her artistry, but she was also Aberdeen's Makar, which is, it's kind of like a poet, our city poet. And this is one of my favourite poems. It's called
Doric Food Wrap. Burstle, burstle, sing the twa brown kippers, catched for the grill with the northeast skippers, oat cakes, cornflakes, darligs, haddies, Weetabix for us, cry grow and laddies, grandas supping up peas meal bros, Giadion scunnering, hud your nose, granda's teeths in a wee white mug, Doon gets the peas meal glug, glug, glug. Molly, the college has an alco's bean, the catty has a ratty wi' its milk and cream. School dinner's trendy, mine's a Pioco chips wi' a burger and a can of Coke. Callie for ballet in classroom 3, Swallies her chapatis wi' a cup of tea. Dod, Jean and Donna sit down to dine on a parton and a lobster for the ocean brine. Hame to tea, smell snuff the smells our room. Hairy tatties wait for Willie Broom. Pizza for Peter brought for Italy. Omelette for Jessie Boston Gay Paris. Stir-fried chicken just for Mary Ann. Paella for Bella. chilly for some. Mary Buchan's walking back to Stovies. Mrs. Giuseppe's chised up anchovies. Jimmy Mail here plate to Scarley. Cullen skink is on the plate for Shirley, and I can tell by the sea fish brie there's buckies biling in the hob for me. On with the jammy supper time now. Shortbread cocoa, my kite's full.
I love it.
Now,
Well done. Now,
yes.
does anyone have any questions? What any of those words meant? What's your favourite Doric food?
Cullen skink.
Cullen skink. If you're ever up in the northeast of
Yes,
Scotland,
Cullen skink, yes.
you need to go to a wee fishing village
Yes.
called Cullen. And Cullen skinks, it's a soup, isn't it?
Fish soup.
That is
That
herring?
is well, it's fish. It's got to have fish because skink is actually a cheap meat,
Oh,
and Cullen skink is the fisher variety because instead of meat, it's fish.
I didn't ken that.
I get it. Yes.
See, I learned something from Sheena's room.
Yes, I learned.
Well,
Yes,
time for a story.
yes.
And this is one of Stanley Robertson's.
A good one.
And the reason I'm telling this story is that the main character, Jack, his favourite food in the whole wide world is porridge. Now, at least a lot of you will be familiar with porridge.
Mhm.
Jack's mother. Well, Jack and his mother, and there was old Granny as well in the bed. They lived in a wee cottage halfway up the hillside, and they were surrounded by all of nature. They had a couple of bees' scalps
Yes.
where the bees made honey. Jack's mother, if Jack had been enough a good loon, would take the honey and she would mix it into the porridge. So that's Jack. You know about Jack now. And the other characters in the story, his mother, she was an awful clever wifey.
We say
She was blessed with the brains.
yes.
And then there was the laird. Now, the laird is the landlord of the piece of land. It's a bit like a lord, but lairds can be wifeys as well. Now, the laird was a good-hearted man, and he charged quite a reasonable rent for this wee cottage halfway up the hill. But unfortunately for Jack and his mother, the laird employed the factor.
Oh, the factor.
Now, the factor was an employee of the laird. His job it was to organise the staff, organise the money, and more to the point, he was a tax collector for the lairdy.
Mhm.
But what can we say about this factor? Well, first of all, you would never have seen a more miserable chiel in your whole life.
Oh.
He was a doer.
Mhm.
You could tell he was coming because you could hear the chickens clucking because he would give one of them a kick in the dout. Oh, yeah, you knew he was coming. He was so grim that he would never wash himself.
Oh, God.
He was saving his money, you see.
Oh.
He wanted to get himself a nice posh villa
Oh.
down near Edinburgh, and he was saving all his money. He only had 3 teeth.
Three.
One up here, and one down at the bottom. And do you know what else he used to do? The worst thing that he used to do is when he was coming round to ask for the rent money, he would ask for extra. And he wouldn't let on to the lairdy. And those extra coins would go into his pooch.
That's cool.
And his pooch would go into his dirty breeks.
Oh, God.
And it would all go towards buying the villa near Edinburgh.
Mm.
But there's another character in our story. And unfortunately, our story starts with the death of this character. You see, this character was also called the Factor. And this was a goat. You see, Jack and his mother and Granny had a goat. So they had a whole heap of goats. But the oldest goat, the grumpiest goat, who only had, 3 teeth.
3 teeth.
He looked so much like the Factor that nobody called the goat Billy or Grumpy or whatever his name was. Might have called him Grumpy.
Oh, they
Wouldn't
could
have
have
called
got
him
him
Grumpy.
Grumpy.
They called him the Factor.
Yes.
And it was a bit of a joke that the goat looked like the Factor. But anyway, this one day, Jack was doing what he always did. He was a bit of an idle loon.
Yes.
He did nothing but sit round the fire, investigating the contents of his nose,
The bogies.
picking his feet.
Oh.
But you know, he was really good at making up stories. And he could have joined us here. He would have told the best tales, just like ony of us. But folk did used to say that this loon didn't ken the difference between his stories and reality.
Oh dear.
Oh, well, anyway, him and his mother were in the kitchen in the wee croft when all of a sudden there was a for the Grumphies outside, the pigs. There was a for the chickens. And there was a hee-haw for the donkey. And they thought, oh no, the Factor's coming. Mother went and got the rent money ready. And they could see, she opened the door and see young Factor. He was there and he was ready to throw a stone at the goats. When he tapped on the door. And the mother opened the door and he said, right, I'm here for this month's rent. 5 shillings, please. And she said, no. Our rent is only 4 shillings. We agreed it with the lairdie. We've got it in writing. No, said the Factor. No. You're due me 5 shillings. Oh, but she said, I've only got 4. Will you tack some eggs for the chickens as payment? And well, the lairdie didn't know about this extra shilling. And the Factor thought to himself, I can sell those eggs and make a wee bit of silver. What a swick he was. Horrible creator. Yeah. So she went off to get eggs and she said, now, just you go in and sit down at the table and my son Jack will take care of you. And as she left, she said, Jack, don't you let anything happen to the Factor or it'll be laldy for you.
Why?
So the Factor sits down and the Factor took off his hat. And now all the gentlemen here, they've got enough a fine head of hair. But when the Factor took off his hat, sorry, Mike. Well, no, you've still got some hair, I can tell. But the Factor had not one hair on his head. No. And you know how I said he didn't wash?
Oh, God.
He was saving his money. Oh, Baba, see. But you've got that lovely glossy beard. No. This, he was foul.
Foul.
This Factor, he was stinking up. And in the kitchen, there was a wee flea, a fly. And the flea gave run and landed on the Factor's head. And Jack came up and he said to the fly, no, Mr. Fly, get off the Factor's head. Yes. Because I'm to look after him. And the flea got off and flew away. But the Factor smelled tasty. And it was soon the flea had landed on his head again. Was about to take a big bite of the Factor's head when Jack came up and he said, Mr. Flea, you can't do that. If you do that again, I'm gonna give you a scalp with my daddy's axe.
Oh, that's a bit savage.
Well, Jack, his head was in stories, you see, and he didn't think about it. So when that fly landed on the Factor's head again, Jack brought the axe down. The flea flew away. But the Factor fell to the flea. Did.
Never.
Huh? Well, that was it. Jack, he was going to go to the jail for sure.
Why?
But in came Jack's mother. And she put the eggs down. Oh, X Factor. Oh, very good. I like that. X Factor. And She said, oh, Jack, what have you done? You feel loon. Oh, no, she said. This is it. You'll go into the jail. And she said, this is, but don't worry, I'll come up with a plan. Now, they decided that they were going to bury the factor. So they had a rummage through his clothes and they found all these wee bags of coins that he'd been stashing away so that he could get his villa near Edinburgh. And they hid that under the bed, under Granny, where Granny was sleeping. And they went outside to the only place where there was a pre-dug hole in those days. Because as he explained to children, they didn't have toilets inside. No, this was an outside lavvy. So there was a big hole already dug. And they put the factor in there. They dug a new hole and they put the soil on top. And she said to Jack, now, if anyone ever asks about the factor, right, you've seen nothing. All right, mother, I've seen nothing, said Jack. And he went back to the fire to make up more stories. Well, she knew. She knew that when the police were going to turn up, they would say to Jack, did you see the factor? Jack would say, I killed him and I buried him and he's in the hole.
Oh, no.
So she had to think of a plan. Now, do you remember the other factor? The goat. And our story started with the goat. The goat was Alpha Al. He had only 3 teeth, like I said. He was Alpha Grumpy. And this goat, at the start of the story, was just, he was wanting a wa.
On his last legs.
He was on his last legs. And the day before, the goat had just keeled over and died.
Oh, that was handy.
Well, it was quite convenient for the story, wasn't it? And they hadn't quite gotten around, they were thinking we could skin him, we could make a bran out of his skin. Yes, but they hadn't quite got around to, having a wee service for the goat. So the mother had an idea. And she took out the body of the factor and she hauled him all the way down to the river. Yes. And off he went. His body floated off all the way to the North Sea. He was never going to get his villa in Edinburgh.
No.
And in went the body of the goat, whose name was the factor, right? And she buried him. So that'll work, but no, we need more. What's Jack's favourite food? Porridge. So that morning she got her cauldron and she made a great big pot full of porridge. And in went the fresh berries, raspberries. She got some blaeberries.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Oh, fine. And he was going to get a treat. He was. He was going to remember this. And in went the honey. And he woke up. Oh, what a smell. Oh, he could smell it. But his mother wasn't there.
No.
You see, she'd gone outside and she'd climbed out onto the roof, the porch bit above the house. And he came out and he said, Mother, where are you? And she said, oh, Jack, come and help me feed the beasts. And just as he stepped out of the house, she cowed it. She upturned it and she cowed the porridge all over Jack.
What a mess.
Oh, Mother, he says, Mother, it's raining porridge. Oh, come here. And Mother came and the rest of the goats, they were all coming up and they were eating food off him. And it was in the hair and fit. Granny, she hadn't been out of the bed in months. She came out and that porridge, it was so good. You would remember that. Nothing more was said.
No.
But meanwhile, the lairdie was thinking, it's been a long while. It's been an awful long while since I've seen that factor of mine, and where's my rent?
Oh, well.
So he went and he told the police, my factor's missing. And the police went round the houses, and they went to Ador, and they went to Ador. Finally, they knew that the factor had been heading over to Jack's house, and they came to the door, they chapped at the door, and they said, well, now we're looking for the factor. Have you seen him? No! Shouts Granny through the bed. Oh, no, we haven't, said the mother. And they look at Jack, and Jack says, hi, he was here the other week. Oh, there was a flea on his head, and I took an axe, and I killed him.
What's your boy?
He's dead.
Dead. Oh.
Oh, says Jack's mother. You needn't believe what Jack says.
No.
If you ask anybody down at the bottom of the mountain, at the bottom of the hill,
Never.
you will find out that he makes up
He's
stories.
just there himself.
Sometimes he doesn't ken
No.
what's a story and what actually happened.
It's the kind of hippie
He
of
said,
him.
but Jack said, no, we did, but your mum, mine, do you remember? We buried him over in the toilet. And so off they go. Policeman's digging up the hole.
Yes.
And what do they find? Is it the body of the lairdy's factor? No,
Oh, no.
it's not. It's the body of the goat. And Jack goes, oh, there's the factor in the holly. Well, says his mother, we have to confess that this goat was so grumpy and he only had 3 teeth.
Jesus.
So we called the goat the factor. He's got confused. Oh, right, said the laird. I can understand that. When did this happen, boy? This whole situation. When did you last see him? Mom, he says, do you know mine? It was the day afore it rained porridge.
Yes.
Right, says the policeman. Right, nae bother. The day afore it rained porridge.
Aye.
Dinna you worry. Just you look after that loan of yours. And you can fit. I think you're right, he said to the laird. I think he has gone and taken all your money.
Yes.
And he's gone off.
Wait.
He's probably going to buy himself that villa in Edinburgh.
Nice.
And so Jack got away with it. And I presume that with all that extra money, they probably lived happily ever.
No.
No?
Well, they did, but I'll tell you why.
Oh.
This is true. Jack went and bought a tarantula and he kept it in a house. Well, it wasn't a Jack, I'm telling a lie there, it was really his mother.
His mother.
Because his mother thought, if I ever fall asleep or runny at the fire and a big flea comes in and settles on her head, Jack might take her next to me, that the tarantula will run out and eat it.
And they've got a new ending to the story. I like that.
So that's true.
So Jack and the tarantula and his mother and his granny lived happily ever after.
I like that story. I like it.
There we go. So now, what are we doing? We've got another song for you.
Oh,
Now, this is a street song.
choke it down a tad.
So, Molly,
Oh no, is it fit as it?
do you sing this in the playground?
Put the away.
Choke it on a tatty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's versions of this all over the world. I'm sure we used to sing a song like this at Guides. It's all about this.
Tatty.
The humble tatty. A potato. And if you're from the northeast, you can get an half fine tatty soup.
You can.
Some folk make mincing tatty soup. So this is the song, and we're going to do it verse about, aren't we? Oh, hang on. I've lost the words.
I've got them doing somewhere.
I was so organised. There we go.
Aye, choke it down.
Right,
You
you're doing the
start
first
it.
verse.
You
I'm
can
starting
start.
off, okay. I choke it on a tatty, a tatty. I choke it on a tatty. A plate of tatty, plate of the tatty, plate of the tatty soup.
My mother sent for the doctor. My mother sent for the doctor because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty soup.
The doctor said, you're dean. The doctor said, you're dean. Because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty soup.
My mother sent for the minister. My mother sent for the minister because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty soup.
The minister said his prayers. The minister said his prayers. cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty Sue.
Amen a dee holy, a holy. Amen a dee holy.
Because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty Sue. And knew I'm up in heaven, heaven. I knew I'm up in heaven because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty Sue.
The angels give me supper, supper. The angels give me supper because of the tatty, cause of the tatty, cause of the tatty Sue.
And fit did I get for my supper, my supper. Fit did I get for my supper. It was a plate of the tatty, plate of the tatty, plate of the tatty Sue.
Oh, what's your throat? Yeah. Aha. Here it goes.
So, I've got a story. Sheena's turn for a story now.
It's a wee shorty. It's a true story, this. It's about a monkey called Max.
Oh,
Now-
can you see the monkey?
Max didn't get out much. No,
He
didn't
is,
get out much.
he
Here
is.
he is. He's there, look.
He is.
He's there. He didn't get out very much, but when he got out, he liked to make friends well because he was a very sociable monkey, Max. And he was. He was nosing away in the jungle to all the beasties, and all of a sudden he met the tiger. Now the tiger, he was there's another tiger. Look at that tiger.
Oh, what a broad
That's a busker.
tiger.
That's a busker.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
We've
well.
got crows, we've got tigers.
They're all coming out.
Oh, aye.
Anyway, the tiger, he says to Max, he says, hey, Max, would you like to come to my house for a nice meal? And Max was just astonished because nobody ever asked him. No, I'd never been asked out.
Poor Max.
No, I can't. He says, oh, fun. Well, I couldn't make it this evening. Would you manage? Is your diary full? He says, no, it's not full. I'll come if it time. Oh, about 6 o'clock would that be? Says the tiger. Oh, Max says, aye, but I'll have to get washed first.
Oh.
So him he get as best as he could. Well, he washed underneath his oxters. He took up his tail and he washed his bahookie.
His dog.
His dog was bahookie. And then he washed his tails and everything. Oh, yes, and his head and his legs. Oh, he was looking at business. And then a wee scoosh, it was a Glasgow shower as well, a wee scoosh.
Oh, a Glasgow shower,
A Glasgow
aye.
shower.
A Glasgow
Squishing
shower.
the deodorant and at the oxters and making himself bonny. Yes, he was lovely. And then he thought I'd better buy maybe a wee cheeky little bottle of Beaujolais or something like that for the tiger.
Oh, Max loves a Beaujolais.
A Beaujolais.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. He says, well, hear that, and maybe some after it, you know, for leading on.
Max, are you not going a bit overboard with the overeats?
No, he says, I'll do my diet in the next
Oh, he's
day.
doing his diet. He's saying
Yes,
a cheat night.
A cheat night.
Okay.
So, it was all right. He goes to Tiger's house. Well, Tiger has, no, I'll give you Max.
Okay, Max.
You'll hear Max. The tiger, meanwhile, has laid, I think, so bonny. He had a tablecloth, I think, and he had serviettes, you know, and all this cutlery and things. Well, but, you know, Max had never used cutlery before, but he thought, I'll just watch Tiger and do what he does. Well, they had a lovely plate of tomato soup first. Well, Max got it all in his mouth. You would have just thought he'd been kissing cherries or something. Anyway, it was enough of a mess, but he was enjoying it. And Tiger was a bit put out because Max's manners weren't great. He kept slurping. It was a terrible noise.
He's got a yoki doubt as well.
A yoke up, yes. And, oh God, mustn't. But anyway, he was, and he even skated some bread rolls across the table, but the tiger didn't take him. And Tiger says, well, here you go, I've a roast that is. I had all those lovely things laid out, and look at all the veggies, they're so nice and hot. And he says, now for the main course. Oh, yes, says Max, it's the main course. Well, the monkey says, the tiger says to Max, he says, Well, Max, it's you. What do you mean? It's me, says Max. Well, yes, he says, I'm very partial to monkeys' hearts.
Oh, no.
So if you just lie down in the middle of the table, I'll see us bonny knife, it's just a busker. I'll just be cutting you out and just taking your hair out and I'll roast it up as, and it'll be lovely. Max says, no. But he says, you didn't understand, Tiger. What do you mean? He says, there's nothing to understand. I'll just zip you up and, put your hair to you. Hardly feel a thing and you'll just be dead and that'll blend you. No, says Max, no, because a monkey never tucks its heart when it's visiting. Oh, says the Tiger, what does a monkey do with its heart? Oh, it doesn't tuck it away when it's visiting. Oh, what does a monkey do? Max says, well, I'll show you, but you'll have to follow me. Would you like a few monkeys' hearts? Oh, says the Tiger, would I need just right. So Max goes through the jungle and the Tiger brings a hinner. And then Max points to a great big tree. He says, look at that tree up there. You see, Tiger, when monkeys gings away to their dinner or gone visiting, they hang their hearts in that tree. And when the Tiger looked up, there was all this brown monkey's hearts hanging from the tree. So he says, well, I climb up and get you some herbs. I can throw you mine down first if you like. It's a nice, big, juicy. And monkey get up a tree and up a tree and up a tree. And he started throwing the herbs down. Oh! Because it wasn't a monkey's hearts at all. No. It wasn't a monkey's hearts. It was coconuts. And poor Tiger has taken away, the casualty. Oh, and he was concussed and I think he was in a coma for 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
Completely out of it.
Well, it served him right.
It did serve him right. He was never right after it again. He had John post-traumatic stress syndrome. Did
he?
When somebody throws coconuts.
When monkeys throw coconuts off your napper?
Yes, so he never invited monkeys back again. It was the end of the story. So
that was very clever, Max.
It was rather.
Yeah, well done.
Yes, it's a good, Max. I like that story.
I like that story. That's
yes.
good. I like when he has a moose bush. A moose bush.
Oh, just a wee moose
just
bush.
to taste his tummy.
Yes.
So how long have we got left? We've got time for a wee song. Oh, we have.
Oh, the rowie.
Now, those of you that came in a wee bit late, hi Shane, hi Rona. And hi, Abdi on the next page as well. Oh, there's folk on the next page. There they are. Now, tonight's
you've got loads of time, Pauline. You've got loads of time.
Oh, can we sneak in we could sneak in the extra story we were talking about at the end.
I did.
Well, we could do that. We can get Abdi to suggest.
Yes.
Right, great. Now, for those that missed the start, we're all about food from the northeast of Scotland. Yes. So we've done the humble bridie, we've had tatties, we've had porridge,
yes,
we've had the monkey soup, the monkey's heart.
But it was coconut.
Oh, we didn't.
It was coconut, sorry.
Now, one of the things that we're famous for was created just a stone's throw from Phil's house.
Yes.
That's the deep fried Mars bar.
Yes.
Invented up here in the northeast. But we're going to talk now about something from Aberdeen. A rowie. So, Molly, my daughter Molly did her local history badge.
Did she?
She learned all about the rowies.
Did she?
So, this is what they're called. So when you're in Aberdeen, you know what to ask for. If you're in Aberdeen City, they tend to be called rowies.
Yes.
If you're in the Shire, they tend to be called buttries. Is that right, Phil? I'm getting a nod. And if you're Guy Posh, if you've got a plume in your moo, they're a morning roll. So when you come up here, if somebody sends you to the shop, that was quite an Edinburgh accent. Who's been out of course with that morning roll? You're that's fine.
It's a morning roll, girls. It's a morning roll.
From a morning side.
Morning side.
So Yes, so now I taught the children a song, little knowing that the author of the song is this wifey sitting right next to me. And so this is called A Rowie for Me. We haven't agreed.
As I was walking up Union Street, a bonny wee laddie I chanced for to me. Smeat eaten speared I, but he liked to eat. When he tapped me a rowie, I fell at his feet. A rowie for me, a rowie for me. If you're nae a rowie, you're nae use to me. A bagel is bra and a croissant now, but a het buttered rowie's the pride o' them all. Next verse is you, they tell me.
They tell me paninis can raise a queue, and none breeds another that's on the menu. And the wraps like ice cream cones for the grease drip suit. So after you dicht yourself down wi' a clout.
A rowie for me, a rowie for me. If you're nae a rowie, you're nae use to me. A bagel is bra and a croissant and all, but a het buttered rowie's the pride o' them all. I getted Ice Airport to flee to Spain. They opened my case and sent me home again. For smuggling new rowies is a crime I was dealt. Here's on the black market for a fortune they'll sell. A rowie for me, a rowie for me. If you're nae a rowie, you're nae use to me. A bagel is bra, a croissant and all, but a het buttered rowie's the pride o' them all.
I eat 10 a day and I think that I'm hooked. I like rowies toasted or cut up and soaked. And then I'm cremated with on lard. I'll burn like a bonfire. I'll melt it, nae charred.
A rowie for me, a rowie for me. If you're nae a rowie, you're nae use to me. A bagel is brown, a croissant is not, but a het buttered rowie's the pride o' them all. That's it. Oh yeah.
I love that song.
You like it?
How did I not know that you wrote it? And now I do.
Okay.
Now, John says we've got time left. So, shall we do a story about an hungry monster?
Oh yes.
And then maybe we can pick on people to suggest beasts.
The beasts. Right. Now, once upon a time there was a monster and it come all the way down to Inverness, to Loch Ness, because it heard that at the Duthie Park in Aberdeen they were having a big get together and a barbecue and a ceilidh and all that. So of course it had to come down by the water and it got to the Brigade and it was half a tired, it was a long way from Inverness.
Oh, that's a long one.
And it was sitting under the Brigade and it was hungry. And it was waiting to eat the first beast come across. Well, it heard the feet coming. And the first beast coming, it wasn't a flea and it was looking for things to eat. It was a craw.
Oh, a craw.
A craw. And a monster says, I am a monster at the bridge o' the Dee. I'm going to eat you for my tea. And a one, and a two, and a three. You can't eat me, says a crab. Oh, no, says a monster. You would just do fine. No, you can't eat me, says a crab, because I've got an half a sharp, pinty beak. And my feathers might go up your nose and make you sneeze.
No.
Oh, well, away you go. I want to eat you then.
We
so
don't
fast,
want
come on
that.
next.
Well, I think, how about Baba C? Would you like to suggest
A beast.
who comes over the bridge next?
Pet animal.
Wait a minute. What are my choices
Everybody
again?
else in here.
Can I make up one?
Anything you want.
A goat.
Anything.
An
A
animal.
goat.
A goat.
Okay.
Bad decision.
I am the monster of the big Doric,
and
I'm gonna eat you for my tea.
and
a
a
one,
one, and
a
a
two,
two, and
A
a
1,
three.
2, 3.
And eating me, says a goat. 4 names says a monster. I would go a goat 5. I've got a beard, says a goat. Would you like to hear hair sticking to your tongue and between your teeth? Oh, God. And I've got a very stinky dog.
Oh, he's got
Oh.
a stinky dog.
It says because I had the poo sticks to the hair.
Oh,
Oh, no. Away you go. I'm feeling the wheel on the smell. Cheerio.
oh, the poor monster.
Right,
Oh,
first
Mighty
next.
me.
First
Right,
next.
I'm going to pick on a gentleman who's got a really good beard.
Aye,
It's got
first
quite a selection of beards here,
Aye.
but we're going to go for Shane's beard. Shane, would you like to suggest us a beast to come across our bridge?
A hippopotamus.
Yes.
Lexi.
Oh, there's a lot of eating in a
Oh,
hippo.
aye.
I am the monster of the big Doric. I'm gonna eat you for my tea. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2.
You need me, says a monster. Says a hippopotamus. And why can I need you, says hippopotamus? Well, I'll tell you for why. Because if you eat me, you'll get diabetes.
Oh, really?
Really, says the monster. Oh, I'm full of fat. And plus there's so much for me to eat. You don't want diabetes, do you? It's not a good disease you can. Oh no, I don't want a disease. Well, why you just leave me to cross the bridge. I think you'd be safer. Oh no, you don't want fat and just your arteries are clogging up.
Yeah.
It makes you a heart attack or anything. So away he went right past next.
Right, okay, who are we going to go for? Let's go for Rona. Would you like to suggest us something to cross our bridge?
I would. I'd like to suggest a giraffe.
Oh, a giraffe. Oh, Mighty me. I am the monster of the big Doric, and I'm going to eat you for my tea.
tea.
A 1, a 2,
2, a 1, 2, 3.
You're not eating me, says a giraffe. Why not, says a monster. Well, the giraffe says, you see my neck, you can't compare to the Pope's neck that you get for the hen.
Oh, the chicken.
Look at the size of my neck. Just think of that. Think of all the vertebrae you'd hate to suck before you finished me. I mean, I'm all gristle.
Oh,
There's no fat on me. My legs are just like spinal tramps. There's nothing on them. It's like power sticks walking. Oh no. Oh, I don't want to eat you then. So Cheerios is the most.
oh wait. Oh, Mighty me.
No.
Right, where will we go? Where will we go? Let's go up to Mike Faculty. Mike, have you got a suggestion for Fitz coming out of the bridge?
Yes. A wee coney.
A wee coney.
Oh,
Oh,
a coney, a
A
rabbit.
rabbit.
Oh. I am the monster of the big Doric. I'm going to get you for my tea.
And
A
a
1, a 2.
3. And they get to eat me, says a coney. You just pick a red, you'd be an amuse bush.
Oh, a moose bush.
Well, you're not eating me, says Rabbit, and I'll tell you why. I've got an appointment with ENT. Fit, says a monster. Ear, nose, and throat, says a rabbit. Yes, I've got an infection in my lungs.
Oh.
It's knocked my balance clean off. And if you eat me, my balance, and you'll get the lungs infection. And I tell you, I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Oh, hi.
Oh, I don't want an infection, says the monster. Well, just telling you now, if you went up to ENT, and it was a long waiting list, you know,
Hi.
you can wait for about 10 years.
Oh, hi.
You'll be deaf by that time. Oh no, says the monster, away. Right, pass next.
Right, Phil, Doon and Stoney. What's crossing the Brigade? Oh,
Oh,
it's worth Coo, it's worth Paul.
oh,
So there's a healing coup.
Look at the healing coup.
I am the monster of the big Doric. I'm gonna get you for my tea.
And the
1,
and the
2,
and the
3.
You need me, says a cool. Oh, but I'm just having it to death now. I could fair go a heel and coo. You're not eating me, says heel and coo. This is a monster. But you maybe think you're half a good doing there, but see if you come up in this break. See this horns.
Oh.
See what I'm going to do with this horns. You'll get them right up your jacksie. Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Affected words.
Oi.
Away you go. Oh no.
I think that coo's been on the battle juice.
It's been in summer.
Yeah.
No.
My goodness.
Yes.
Right. Who we're still on page 1. Elaine. Elaine. What's crossing the bridge?
A fox.
Oh,
A fox.
fox. Oh,
I
I'm the
monster
person
of
on the big
Doric,
and
and
I'm gonna eat you for my tea.
and
A
the
one,
one, and
a
the
two,
two, and the
three.
three. You ain't me, said the fox. Well, I've heard you're not very tasty, but I mean, I'm just about ready to eat a scabby cat. I'd easy manage a fox, just I would manage to squeeze it down, just no bother. I'll mix you some chips with you and a bit of tomato sauce. No, you're not hearing me, said no. You see, what are you going to do with my brush?
Oh,
Your brush? Oh, aye. I come as a package. See, if when you eat fox, you have to eat the whole bit. You can't just
Can't
pick and
waste
choose.
it.
No, you can't waste it. I'm very,
it's not environmental.
no, it's not environmental. I'm very eco-friendly. So if you eat me, you eat a lot. You're not picking and choosing. Oh, I want a brush.
You could rub the nose.
God.
Ah,
I'm not going
oh.
to eat a brush. I could dick the flare with a brush, but I'm certainly not going to eat him. And away he went.
Away goes that one. My goodness, Teresa, do you have an animal or anything else actually crossing our bridge?
A donkey.
Oh, a donkey.
I am
A monster of the big Doric. I'm going to eat you for my tea.
And
A one, a two,
and
a three.
The dog says, you're not eating me.
Oh.
Why? Well, you can ask COVID.
Oh,
Oh, then I comment, says a beast. He says, you haven't got COVID. You're not hosting. I've got terrible snutters, though. Says
oh, snotters.
That's one of the signs you can. The bogies
Oh,
is
the bogies.
fleeing
Oh,
out in my
man.
nose. Oh, God.
Ugh.
So I think I'm in the stages of COVID.
Oh, dear.
I think you better let me away, and I haven't been wearing a mask, you can. No, I haven't been social distancing, none of that. So I think just to be on the safe side, you better let me go.
Do you know what precautions he was taking against
Name.
COVID?
Name.
Hee-haw. Right, files. Files on the second page. I think we've got everybody with faces. There's Yasnima. Do you want to do something, or if you don't want to, because I can't see you're here, yeah? If not, it's up to John. Let's see what John's going to choose, shall we? John, would you like to choose a final thing to come over
That's
our
the
bridge?
final thing.
Well, if Yasnami, who's our child star, she's back. Yasnami.
Oh, she's back, she's back. Jasnami, would you like to suggest something to cross over our bridge? Here we go.
Now she's gone. She's coming back. Hold on 2 seconds.
We
2
can almost
seconds.
say, yeah.
Okay, I'll give her one.
Yeah.
There she comes. Yasnami.
Yes, you can.
Well, I had in my mind a sloth.
Oh, a sloth. Oh, mighty me.
I am
I'm
a
the monster of the big Doric.
Doric.
I'm gonna eat you for my tea. And a one, a two,
and a three. Well, the sloth said, you're not going to eat me. Food is a monster. You're not going to eat me. The monster says, you're on something.
Oh,
The sloth
no.
says, no, I'm not. He says, you're on something. You've been, it's the funny pals. I'm not eating you. You've been eating something or doing something you shouldn't have been
Oh,
doing.
no.
You're definitely not recht.
No.
So the monster says, right, I'm going home. So he says, I hate Aberdeen. And he swam all the way back and he was so hungry. And he got to Inverness and he was just starving. And he went into fish and chipper and he says, give me the biggest fish supper you can. And the chipper said, But monster, did you not get nothing to eat at Aberdeen? He says, no. He says, the beasts do not are diseased, or they've got COVID, or they're hiding some horrible disease.
Big long hairy beards.
Stinky ducks and everything.
Brushes up the nose.
Just lay on the fish and chips. He says, I'm never going back to Aberdeen again. And you know this, he never did.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, if you come to Aberdeen, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, Abdiels, Quines and Loons,
always look under the brigade.
Always have a look under the brigade, just in case.
Just in case.
There you go.
Right.
That
was true.
Now, do you two have a song to finish off? Have you got?
We did have a song in backup, and it's the Porridge Song. I suppose I could sing the Porridge Song, couldn't I?
Oh no, you had to sum it to me, yes.
No, we've never done this accompanied before, but we'll do it without accompaniment.
Yes.
It's got a chorus.
Oh, yes.
It's a very clean chorus.
Clean chorus.
It's not a dirty chorus.
No, dirty.
It goes like this. Some like smooth and some like lumpy. Early in the morning. Some think the stuff belongs in the chunty. It's a toilet. Early in the morning. We a long cold hard day's work ahead. There's nothing quite like porridge in bed. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. Now some like sugar and some like salt. Early in the morning. Some like jam, but it's not their fault. Early in the morning, it's not their fault they were brought up wrong. But the oats and the porridge will still make them strong. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning, get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. Now some like, some say Afford, some say Scots. Early in the morning, and it doesn't much matter as long as there's lots. Early in the morning, be it medium, pinhead, rough or fine. Get started early, so you finish in time. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. This is a verse for Phil.
Oh yes.
Who gets up awful early to drive places. For those that work the midnight hour instead of in the morning, you can hear your oats at 4:30. Early in the morning, hear your oats at 4:30 instead. It'll wake you up, it'll clear your head. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning, get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning. Well,
Mighty.
Some say toast's the thing to serve early in the morning. But I think toast's a thing for purse. Early in the morning, they'll fill your bed with nasty crumbs and those sharp wee bitties that stick to your bums.
No.
Better oats instead, better oats instead. Early in the morning, better oats instead, better oats instead. Early in the morning. So some like rough and some like smooth. Early in the morning, and it doesn't much matter which one you choose. Early in the morning, we a long cold hard day's work ahead. There's nothing just like porridge in bed. Get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early in the morning, get your oats in bed, get your oats in bed. Early Porridge Song.
Yes.
You two are wonderful. Can we have a big round of applause for Pauline, Cordiner, and Sheena Blackhall?
Yay!
That's got to be one of the
Thank you so
most
much, Andy.
entertaining
Zurizana,
programs
Zurizana.
we've put on in the last year and a half. Fantastic. Before they go, would anyone like to say anything to our two stars from the north?
What a treat, girls. You have made my day. It was fabulous.
Totally agree.
Thank you,
Totally
Rona.
agree. Really brilliant. The pair of you, you should
You're
be
so
on the
funny.
road. Great stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know,
They should definitely take this act on the road.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's definitely cheered me up, that's for sure.
oh, we've got touring.
I can't remember now.
Next
I'm getting that old. I can't remember now. What was the name of the two guys? Oh my God.
Scotland or what?
Francie and
Francis
Josie.
Oh,
They've
Francie and
never
Josie.
replaced them, girls. You want to get out there and replace
Oh,
Francie
I love
and Josie
Francie and
because you are
Josie,
so
yeah.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
You could absolutely get yourself out there. Woo, woo, woo.
Well,
Yeah.
you've killed it tonight.
When are you guys
Oh,
back
you can
on?
do a
I hope it's
High
soon.
fives, high fives.
Are you on again soon? I hope.
Right, well, I might get them back. I think
Yes,
you know,
please.
I think one night is not enough. But
No,
for the
absolutely.
moment, thank you everyone that's come. Welcome, Rona and Elaine. I think that's it's first time we got there. And so, but we have some amazing stuff coming up. For those that are new to us, Tuesday nights at 5 o'clock or UK time, we have our young international storytellers. And Yasnama, who's down the corner from Punjab, she tells most weeks. We got kids from Gaza, kids from all over India, Scotland. Scotland seems to be the only place in the UK that joins in. Mainly because I think it's breaking away and just going its own way, because that's the only sensible action right now. That's Tuesday. Friday, we go across for Friday nights with children's stories. We go across to Texas again for brilliant Native American storyteller Amy Bruton Blumel, who is amazing. Please come to that. And on Sunday, everyone come and tell a story at 6 o'clock on the worldwide story round, hosted by Mike Russ from Get a Word in Edgeways. And then you won't remember this, but the following Monday, we've got nothing tomorrow, but Monday the 21st, if life goes to plan, we've got Dr. Kathleen Hudson, who's an author. She was Next Rodeo barrel racer. I met her every time I've gone to a thing in Texas where she was lecturing at Schreiner University. The most extraordinary characters would wander into a lecture room, and she founded the Texas Music Heritage Society. She's read loads of books, Women in Country, all sorts of stuff, interviewed Bob Dylan, all this stuff. She's a legendary person, you know. I mean, like, so I managed to contact her in Mexico on the road, and she says she's coming on the 21st. I've got to confirm that, but I'm really looking forward to that. Meanwhile, one more huge round of applause for Pauline and Sheena.
Woohoo!
Yes.
And
You
we'll
were brilliant,
Thanks
both
so
of
much.
you.
Thank you.
I tried to
Ali,
write
for-
thank you in the chat, but I'm so slow at that. So thank you, Andy. Thanks
Yeah, that was
again. Thanks for
amazing,
having
Col.
us.
A lot of
There was
fun.
amazing
Well
comments
done.
coming up in the chat for you too.
Yeah,
Lots of fun.
a lot of fun.
Right, Ali, thank you for keeping this lunacy together.
Oh,
Ladies, you've given
you thought
children's night.
Jackie and I was a handful,
You've
John.
given the children's session a run for their money. It's not a contest. But the last time I had this much fun, the children were telling their stories.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Oh,
Great.
oh,
It was
that's so
really
good.
great.
That's good.
It's Tuesday.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Brilliant.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Ali. Bye.
Bye.
To be
Bye, Sheena and
continued.
Pauline.
Thanks, gang. Thanks, gang.
Cheers, guys.
Until the next time.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.